I'm meteorologist Angela Buchman, live on WTHR Plus with another live update on today's winter storm. It is 5 o'clock on our Saturday evening. We've been keeping you updated all afternoon into the evening hours of this developing winter storm that continues to bring heavy snow to central Indiana and what will follow some dangerous cold. And because of these conditions, we've got dozens, if not hundreds, of delays, cancellations, closures. Just want to give you a heads up. If you've got Saturday night plans, you might want to call ahead, check the website, check their social media. Are there changes to schedules wherever you're going this evening because of the weather? One thing I did just recently see on X was the Winter Wonderland tonight in Fishers has been canceled because of the weather and road conditions. Also, we've been talking most of the afternoon, which we'll show you a live picture of Chris Kindle Market in Carmel here in just a minute, but I did double check their website. Market is closing tonight at 7 and will be closed all day tomorrow because of weather. Most of those outbuildings, and I'll point those out when we get to the camera, most of those outbuildings don't have heat, so it becomes dangerous for the folks working the market to be out in the cold for extended periods of time. And we're all going to need to remember that. Most of us are going to end up with 4 to 6+ inches of snow to shovel. Most areas right now nearing that range of 3 to 5 inches. The totals continue to come in from the National Weather Service, and of course we'll update our total map for you once the weather system comes to an end. And that end is getting closer. If you were with us, I think Lindsay handed it off to me at 2 o'clock, and the back edge of the steady snow was still in Iowa. So we're making some progress as far as seeing this winter storm and the heavy snow end. We are just not there yet. Winter storm warning continues for most of central Indiana, highlighted here in pink, and then to the north and south of that warning, winter weather advisories. In the warning area, widespread 6-inch totals. I think we're going to lean on the high end of this 4 to 6 range with some 7-8-inch totals definitely possible. And then the farther north you go, 2 to 4, the farther south you go, 2 to 4, it really is in that warning area where we're expecting the highest totals. And most of the totals that I see coming in right now are in the range of 3 to 5 inches. And we still have some heavier bands showing up on radar. Give you a quick tour. We'll head south first. Steady snow. Haven't had a lot, but it's made its way back into Bedford, Seymour, and North Vernon. We did get a viewer comment about really getting some heavy snow in Bartholomew County, and I did check the travel advisories. Bartholomew County is one county that is now upgraded from an advisory to a watch. That travel map you can Google. Sometimes we have it linked on our website, but it's basically the Indiana travel advisory map, and it will show you each individual county, advisory, watch, warning. Most of what the counties are in advisory, but we've got a handful now in that watch area, and that includes Bartholomew County. So conditions continue to worsen in terms of travel. Steady snow falling Martinsville, Ellettsville, Bloomington into Brown County. 3 to 5 inch totals already, and we're going to continue to add to it. Snowing in Greensburg. We'll dive into Marion County, and we've got a really heavy snow band that's moving into the northern part of the county right now. When we see it this dark blue, visibility could be near 0. We're talking 1-inch snow rates per hour, so the snow is really heavy from Brownsburg to just south of Zionsville, into Fishers, into Pendleton, and then up toward Mount Pleasant, and then a little farther north and east, and that's where we will go, kind of track I-70 and points north. We've had some trouble along I-70 near Newcastle with a jackknife semi. No injuries reported. By the way, that heavy snow extends all the way into Winchester. It gets lighter, but it's still snowing Alexandria, Tipton, Frankfort, Sheridan, Cicero. Lighter still, and this is good news, across the northwestern part of our area. We're starting to see some gaps in that widespread heavy snow. Snowing in Crawfordsville, and with Future Track 13, you can see we start to get those gaps in the heavy snow between now and say 7 o'clock. Most of us will be done with the snow by 8, 9 o'clock tonight, and the cleanup really begins to get the roads clear, although that's going to be tough because temperatures are really dropping, and when it gets this cold, it gets more difficult to move that snow, and it gets more difficult for the chemicals to work to help melt the snow. So the crews, I know, are out and they're doing their best, but unfortunately dealing with a pretty tough winter storm. Roads definitely icy and snow covered, but you can see where we have that heavier burst of snow, they're becoming definitely with a lot of snow on the roads. Just keep that in mind. Travel is it's gonna take you at least twice as long to get where you're going. We've had a handful of accidents from time to time pop up. What I find interesting is the entire 465 loop basically in yellow, indicating slow going. And then you'll see little pockets of red here and there. Looks like we've got an incident there along I-70 south and west. So just be aware. If you use the map on your phone, might be able to pick a route that either one, I didn't want to get on the interstate personally, so I came down Meridian Street, even though it probably took me a little longer. I just didn't want to get on the interstate and risk getting stuck. And so that's just a good thing to keep in mind. You've got to have a full tank of gas. You've got to maybe if you're traveling for a longer distance, make sure you've got that safety kit with some extra blankets, water, a couple snack bars, and battery backup for that cell phone, just to be sure. So this is I-70 in Newcastle. It's moving a little better than it was the last hour we checked, and again, there are a lot of folks out, but you can see this is a main interstate, I-70 east of Indianapolis, and it is still snow covered at this point. We've got lots of roads to deal with, and the entire area dealing with the heavy snow. So just keep that in mind. If you think about all of the roads that we have, it's going to take a while to get all of them clear. Snow continues to pile up in Connorsville, probably nearing that 3-inch mark, at least from what we can see from this camera. And here's Chris Kindle Market, blanketed in snow at this point. So there are still a few people out and about, but as I mentioned, closing tonight at 7 o'clock, and it won't be open at all tomorrow, at least according to their website. And it's simply because these outer buildings don't have heat, from what I understand. They don't have heat to keep folks warm that would be working the market and being out there all day. Visibility is low. Snow on the ground in Bainbridge. We're nearing that 4 to 5 inch total in Bainbridge. Snow on the ground in Bunker Hill, a few new inches of snow. And the visibility is improved a bit, I'd say, in downtown, but downtown, get ready. You've got that heavy snow that we showed you on the north side of Marion County that's going to sweep through, lower visibility, and we're going to get additional snow on the roads in the next half hour or so. It's 14, a northwest wind at 11. That makes it feel like 1. We're going to be shoveling in single-digit temperatures, below 0 wind chills, maybe work in teams. Spend some time outside shoveling, then take a break. Make sure you hydrate, make sure you stay warm, and just like the travel, clearing this snow is going to take a little longer than it typically does because we're dealing with the cold and the wind that will start to kick up. It feels like 3 below 0 in Kokomo and Lafayette, feeling like -2 in Greencastle. So we will transition from the heavy snow to bitter cold in the coming hours. We're going to be on the high side of that range of 4 to 6 plus. Could have a few places at 7 or 8, followed by blowing and drifting snow. Watch those east-west roads. That'll be a northwest wind that will cause blowing and drifting. And as the winds start to pick up, it's going to be difficult to get an accurate measurement, too, in terms of how much snow in your backyard. It will also bring those wind chills to near 25 below by early tomorrow. Plan on slow travel. Events, we're starting to see those canceled. May end up with some church services canceled tonight and again tomorrow. We've got a full list of closings on our website, and if you're on the go, you can get that on that WTHR weather app as well. Limit outdoor time. We do expect school disruptions even into Monday. Temperatures overnight will go sub-zero with those wind chills near 20, 25 below. That's the reason for the extreme cold warning for the areas highlighted here in blue. Everybody else under an extreme cold advisory. So even if you're under that warning, know it's going to be dangerously cold now through mid-morning on Monday. Early morning temperatures on Sunday below 0. Here's when those wind chills go 20, 25 below for the early part of Sunday. Temperatures don't make it out of the single digits. Wind chills don't go above 0. That means it's going to feel like below 0 all day. Pipe bursting cold, that's what we're dealing with. So if you've got a few pipes on an exterior wall, you might drip that sink or that faucet tonight. Cold water, open up the cabinet underneath that pipe so warm air circulates. It is going to be that cold, dangerously cold. And when it gets this cold, we have to focus on our home, our friends, our family, our pets. If it's too cold for us, it's too cold for your pets to be outside. I know I've got a little one that when it gets this cold immediately, even taking her outside for a minute or so, it's rough on them. The snow, yes, continues to fall. We're going to end up most of us 6, 7, perhaps a few 8-inch totals coming in with the heavy snow for the next, I'd say, so we're at 5:10, 5:15. We've got at least another hour of the heavy snow at perhaps 1 inch an hour. So whatever you've got on the ground now, we're going to add another inch, maybe 2 to it before we start to see this come to an end. Last time we talked, we also talked about the West Lafayette snow emergency. We will have updates on that coming up at 6 on Channel 13. That was issued because they want folks off those emergency routes so they can get those roads clear. We're also on Facebook Live, and we did check in with some of our friends watching on Facebook Live. We're obviously on WTHR Plus, our streaming app, and we've been kind of trying to interact with some of the folks that are watching on Facebook. Now, let me see if we can get to a few people. Know that the snow is going to continue for the next couple of hours. Heaviest will end between 6 and 7 for most of us, and then we'll focus on the cold. But we'll have a team coverage for you on Channel 13 coming up at 6 o'clock and full report at 11. We will do another one of these streaming at 10 o'clock. If something happens before that, we will be sure to get on and let you know. Let's see here. Joe checking in on Facebook Live, 5 inches in Canby. So yes, most of us are in that 4 or 5 inch range already, and we're going to add another inch or 2 before it's completely over. Beverly checking in, still snowing in Bloomington. Let's see here. Sarah checking in, Dennis checking in. By the way, Dennis says enough snow in Lebanon. We'd like it to be over. I'm with you. Angel, yes, it's pretty, but not driving. It took me twice as long as it usually does to come downtown. Even with the pre-treating, when you have so many people on the roads and you have the snow coming down as fast as it did today, you just can't keep up. So the roads are going to continue to be snow covered. Abby checking in from Danville with that really steady band that we showed you in Hendricks County and northern Marion County. Said coming down really good right now. Let's see here. Okay, so hoping that the side streets get plowed, but keep in mind, it's going to take a while. They get to the main roads first, those emergency routes, and then they'll work from there. I would imagine that most of the totals will be at that criteria that those side streets will get plowed. It just may take a little time because of how widespread the snow is. You know, we're all of us are dealing with it today. Rachel checking in, Kelly checking in, Melanie from Gosport still coming down pretty good in Gosport. Let's see here. Oh, Lance asking about traveling to the Fuel game. You know, I did not check the Fuel schedule, but if they do have a game, double drive time, it's just going to take you longer. Bree checking in. Jody from Greenwood in Johnson County checking in. Still some heavy snow. 5.5 inch report from Fishers. Let's see. Melissa checking in. Tom, 6 inches in Carmel. So the snow, we're starting to get on the higher end of that range. And as I mentioned, with another hour and a half of potentially heavy snow, what you have on the ground right now, add another inch or 2 to that, and that will be your final total. Ava checking in from Kokomo. Madison wanting to know if Bloomington's getting more than predicted. Bloomington was kind of on the edge of that 4 to 6, 2 to 4, and those are always difficult cities and communities to forecast for because we're pretty confident in the warning area, but it's those counties just on the edge that can go either way. So just stick with us. You've got another couple of inches of snow to add to what you have on the ground in Bloomington right now. Randall checking in, Sandy checking in. Let's see here. Teresa in Muncie, 6 inches on the ground and still coming down. Vicki from Noblesville. Accidents, yes, there are those. Again, the map, if you use it on your cell phone, is always a great way to kind of navigate if I've got to go from point A to point B. Kokomo, 3 to 4 inches on the ground. Still snowing in Alexandria. Anita, thank you for checking in. So we did a little bit of Facebook, a little bit of WTHR Plus. It's just nice to be able to take some of the reports and be able to give a little additional information. What I can tell you, it's going to take longer to get where you're going. There are cancellations, there are closures, there are businesses that have closed, restaurants that have closed early. So if you have plans, just double check that everything is open this evening. And remember, we've got team coverage coming up for you over on Channel 13 at 6 o'clock. Again, at 11, we will do another WTHR Plus streaming at 10 o'clock this evening. I'm meteorologist Angela Buchman. Stay warm, stay safe. We'll see you on 13 at 6.